teary-eyed as we talk about it because it means so much to us, and what means so much to these teams is this semifinal. Cuppa, we're headed to Split.
Yeah, what agents are going to be chosen as selection? And to talk of so much time, just before we get into this roster selection, you're going to see once we're in the game, TLP, they got knocked out early. Rafal, they didn't make it any further as well. Just name two big teams that were unlikely to slip up early. And here we are in the semi-finals. This matchup, for the smoke setup, you've got the Astra versus Omen. I always like to focus on that, just to give you at home that concept, that idea of what sort of aggression and attacks the defense we're going to see from the util setup. Astra Omen, what would you say is the best go-to for you on Split, Billy?
Man, I have to say, I really love Omen as a concept. I think what Omen has brought to the game is so important. We've seen it be such a reliable cornerstone for these teams to build off of whatever other composition they want to put around it. That being said, the macro control coming in from Astra, that whole map view, laying down the 5 stars wherever you like, whenever you like, is just you can't ignore it. It's unignorable. We've seen it used to great effect already here today. We started out with a double Astra matchup and then immediately moved to a game on the same map with no Astra whatsoever. So certainly, while she is very prolific, still finding her footing in this meta as we get the action started here. It is Zero Data on the Sage, usually Zero Data picking up the Sova for some of these teams, this time picking up the Sage, bringing the utility, Bjor making their presence known, B main.
Getting things started, that aggression that we all love and know to get this pistol round kicked off. And talking to aggression, trade for trade coming in Steph, trading back in as the Jet, and oh my goodness, down to the 3 versus 2.
Oh man, kill feed lighting up like a Christmas tree, as our good friend Vincent would say. It's all red and green, but red to close it out. Critical, picking up the double kill, an explosive start to the semi-final on Split.
2 built by gamer legends, kicking that pistol round off. And I was talking to someone in game about this recently, just in the matchmaking, but the premise still remains of whatever level of play. The theory being that theory craft a momentum game with FPS, you get pistol rounds under your belt, maybe you're going to have a cracking game. And for Critical and Bajor, if you see that early, I think that's going to potentially dictate the theme of this matchup. I wonder though, as the Igloo on the other side is going to be challenging that somewhat.
Absolutely. Bjor making the big gamble in the second round to opt for the Bulldog. Full set of armor, only 100 credits left in the bank. If this round doesn't go the way of Scrounge and the pros, that is bad news for them. They're wasting no time pushing out an A-side. Corsonics, though, with the backstab. Takes down Ohio. Step there. Gets the double headshot. This is going all the way of Elmerz. Glue Eaters no more. They have the player advantage here. Critical with 16 HP remaining. Has to play this one exactly right. Bjor with that gamble, with the Bulldog in hand, has to back away to reload. This is all about Scrounge and the pros holding it down on A-side. Ping Fu takes down Critical. So low was Critical. Off the map is Critical. Now Bjor in the 1v3 does the damage, gets the kill. Hope drops down, takes him out 1-1 to get us started.
Let's get down to business. I talk about the hard facts there. Steph, the double one tap with the Sheriff coming in from elbow and sight. GG. That's GG for the round. And that is a game changer. The kind of talent that is in this semi-final, that's what it's about. You've been practicing the range. You've been trying to hit those shots. And some people, well, why are you trying to just hit with the one tap with the Sheriff? Well, that's why. And you saw it in round number 2. Breaking that econ. That's really going to put Scrounge in the pros. They're collecting the trash. Look, there's one light armor. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this is a really important opportunity for Elmerz Glue. They can convert this round. It very well could set the tone for the rest of the half. And Bjor gets caught out. That's not what they would have wanted. Ping Fu with the backup takes down Ohio. It's a 5v3, making a 5v2 rather. Steph takes the head off of gang member 48, also known as Scrounge around these parts. Steph now really rolling in this game.
One member with a Sheriff. We've seen it do wonderful things. Can Critical recover the team's critical failure in round number 2? That's such a gamble, and that just shows why the econ can be so fragile. You win pistol round, it does not always dictate the story. Vandal in hand, Critical. What's his plan?
Shift walking about now. Certainly, Elmer's Glue have an idea of where Critical will be at. Pingfu certainly with an idea, but just maybe one hallway off. See how Critical handles this corner peek. Hope right there loses out. Critical on the triple kill now. Critical very much alive, but Zero Data with the backup gets the download on Critical. And while Scrounge and the pros have been in the driver's seat the last 2 rounds, or excuse me, Elmer's Glue have been in the driver's seat the last 2 rounds. Scrounge and the pros not making it easy for them.
Definitely not. And econ damage to econ damage, to give props to Scrounge and the pros, having a hard time after that pistol round, and things a bit of a slippery slope, but still the damage can be seen by 3 sets of light armor that we're going to have here. Damage econ all over the place, man. This has been a messy start for both teams. You love to see it, a scrappy game.
Absolutely. And Steph, we said had already gotten rolling early on in this game. Now making the gamble with the operator. They have the Bladestorm available, so they didn't need to make this gamble so early. They could have opted for the full set of armor instead, but Steph feeling themselves, takes a little bit of chip damage from the turret. Bjor tempting fate around this corner. Who will flinch first? Zero Data in support up on Heaven as Scrounge and pros move in for this B pinch.
I'm loving this aggression here from some Scrounge of the pros at middle. They are dominating mid, and if you've got that mid control, just like any map in FPS, you've got intel, you've got an idea of where to attack from. Coming out with the Empress is going to be critical, seems some critical aim so far, and I wonder, is that going to be the consistency that is going to be the key to them getting back into this game here? Here's the op shot, just ring out from backside. Oh no, though, things are starting off decent for the attackers.
Kills go 2 for 2 thus far, but the op is off the board for Elmer's Glue. That is the gamble gone bad here. Now Valen on the Astra needs to be the cornerstone, needs to be the foundation from which their team can play around so far. Valen setting up with the smokes, sets the smite down, the vision denial off the table now. Here comes the 3-on-3 retake.
So Empress out the way for critical. No Lear available, and that's going to be capitalized by Coulson. She talked about that pro KJ coming out heavy from Ali and getting the feet on here. What's happening?
Hope out onto site now. Oh, Valen had to peek it, but gets taken out. The kill's still 1 for 1 here. Bjorn now, cannot clutch it out. Corsonics, glad we talked about you in the pregame, showing up in a big way, picking up the triple kill. Elmer's Glue diffusing the danger presented by the buy from Scrounge and pros. And now, well, it's the same story already 5 rounds in. Scrounge and the pros got to keep it light.
Yeah, that's the false buy meta, isn't it? You see that for a lot of Zoomers, and I'd love to hear it in the chat as well. Do you false buy in that second round, or do you hold off? Because as you're seeing right now, these falses, they're starting to wear thinner and thinner. And if you get on that freight train of not getting a full buy, you can start to get tilted. You've got to talk about that factor. If you're not going to discipline on your purchase, things can start to get a bit icky in the team comps as well. We'll see, though, lots of experience on Scrounge and the pros, and hopefully they can live up to their name in this first half.
Critical going Vandal no armor. That is a Chad move if I've ever seen one. Critical is ready for a fight. Hope, though, takes out Valen. Critical with last support. Gang member 48 with the wall bang headshot takes down Hope. The kills go 1 for 1 despite the economic disparity presented in this round. Is it enough for Scrounge and the pros to commit to this push? So far, they've been stopped in their tracks. Zero Data with the support, able to get the heal up for Corsonics, I believe there. Now with the rotate, surely Elmer's Glue are up to these tricks.
Chuck it into reverse there. So go 1 for 1 and get a bit of cold feet for the aggression over on the first attempt. But critical seems a bit indecisive. Maybe he's going for that slow play, catch him off guard and the rotate.
Oh, high went for the no-scope there. Didn't have to land it as Scrounge there with the backup, with the headshot. That prompts the showstopper out as well. The fuse is ticking down here. Don't know if this is going to be put to good use. Doesn't find a target there. That is the lockdown, though, procced by the side of Scrounge and the pros. Corsonics, meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, gets the double kill here. We still entering 2v2 as the clock ticks down.
TikTok goes the clock, gang member trying to get into sight that gets the spike down. Steph, though, had a really good start here, and I'm talking the critical frags that we have seen in these key moments. And right now, it's a key moment. It's going to be the 2 versus 1 here. This could be advantage to Scrounge and the pros. They need this round, and that Vandal buy is not going to go unpunished at all. Critical taking that one, getting the triple. And we talked of a glass cannon Vandal and these dodgy buys. I am going to eat my words, and I will with pleasure and a smile on my face. Critical take that round to his own hands. 10-3 right now, Dilly.
That was sick from Critical, and this is why Critical feels comfortable making this gamble. The overheal there. Critical knows they can get one, they can get more, they can challenge this angle, picking up the full 150 HP, no armor needed. Critical putting on a clinic here for everyone here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. But the bad news still for this side of Scrounge and the pros, 4 ultimates on the board for Elmerz glue.
Surely that's going to be something they put up here, put up that wall, so to speak, and say, you know what, stay back, get that buffer of a couple of rounds and prevent Scrounge and the pros for that catch-up. Just 1 round can change things there. Critical with the 3k, minimal buys with that Gladiator buy for the rest of the team as well. If you're not sure what a Gladiator buy is, let me indulge you in that strategy. It's that 1 rifle buy and the rest of the team just play a little bit shy behind, and belief is key for any team at this point. It's been shown by both. Times are ticking though, and no one's shown any face.
Now that terms are starting to even themselves up here as Corsonics takes out Bjor. Oh, a strong opening kill for Elmerz glue. The economic situations are starting to even themselves up, and now we're starting to see why the attacking side struggles here on Split. There's not a lot of optimal pathways for you to take. Meanwhile, though, Valen making the best of it, takes down Hope. That prompts the resurrection. That prompts Steph taking down Critical. Corsonics takes out Valen. It's a massacre on A ramp. That is why it's so hard for the attackers here on Split.
I am so impressed, of course, Onyx this game, and I am for one particular reason. The fall off of these engagements, as well as the non-stop frag feed, man. A 3k for Corsonics. No stranger to frags in this game. A KJ for top frag, and for both teams, just seeing KJ put on a strong performance. But right now on this server, it's pretty unfounded, and you can see 1 KJ is pulling through, and that's for the rounds that you're seeing for this 4-2. Corsonics 9-3, competing with the best with Critical and Bajor, and doing it extremely well.
Absolutely. This is why I wanted to touch on Corsonics here before we got started with this matchup. This is one of the best players I've ever seen pick up the Killjoy, not just for all of the knowledge, not just for the setups, but for the sheer frag potential. And when you combine those 2 factors together, big brain with big aim, simply what are you going to do about it? That question being asked of Scrounge and the pros here. Critical does get the opening kill onto Ping Fu. Omen off the board here for Elmerz glue, and now in a 4v5. They try to adjust their positions now as Scrounge and pros set their sights on B site.
I'm loving this reposition from Corsonics. Takes out the bot, and KJ just lurking in the shadows. Bajor's like, you know what? I'm going to get you, Corsonics. Watch your back. Hiding with that classic, I do believe there.
Oh, Corsonics has to kind of defend that Vandal down on site here. Don't want any more armaments going over to Scrounge and the pros.
Choke what they can. Good place to reposition again for Corsonics. He's fallen off. He's at one angle. No, he's at the next. He's got the headshot. He's not going to be able to defend against the K-Member 48 though. He's going to be traded back in, and there it is.
Woo. Are we sure Elmerz glue is a pug team? This is looking awfully organized from the defenders. Let's check this play out one more time. We're going to give this a replay. Corsonics here, the crux upon which this retake was built, brought down solo, still takes the challenge, takes down Bjor, takes the shot to the gut, but that is enough time for the remaining defenders to come storming through Hope with the showstopper. Steph with the double kill, and yeesh, Scrounge and the pros not left with much to fight for in that round.
No, they aren't. Steph has been playing impeccably well with Jet, and it takes such a finesse to be a Jet player. You talk of Wardell, and at that level, and even if you're working towards that level, you've got to be executing things pitch perfect. No room for error.
Shout out to Zoomer Academy as well, Bones and Seven, that Reyna and Jet duo that we saw to prolific success just a few weeks ago. It takes, as you said, brilliant finesse, but also kind of a crazy mind, an aggressive mind to really take that character to the limit. We're seeing it on
Look at
display
Bashar
here. Steph.
So just cut you off, Dilly.
No, yeah.
Bashar, this position's insane.
Do they know? Oh, Zero Data, though, gets the drop on the push, takes down Ohai, fights Bjorn. That's Bjorn taking out the double kill for Zero Data. Critical, though, with the response combined with Scrounge. They've pushed so far up into the site. They've got so much territory. Can Elmerz Blue scrape it back?
A game of risk, isn't it? Territory control is overwhelming right now for the attackers. Critical aggression coming out here with the Empress cracking one head. Got a couple more to go, though.
Sonics now on the backside has Zero Data watching their back here. Oh, Zero Data now on the quadra kill. Zero Data hunting for the ace, picks it up, takes down Valen with the headshot. Zero Data single-handedly brings Elmer's Glue through that 8th round, hands the defuse off to his buddy Corsonic, says, listen, I got the ace, you get the defuse. Zero Data. Do we call him 5 data or what's
5G,
the math
man.
on that
10G,
one? 5G.
100G, 2021G. We'll
Unlimited data.
The unlimited data ace coming through in his semi-finals at the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and he can put that on in his resume. Week 52, a year long at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I turned up with an ace and doing it in absolute style against some legendary legacy players here from the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Hopefully enjoying things so far. Thanks for joining us. Plenty more action to come here, and this has turned out to be not a game I was expecting, Dilly. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Scrounge and the pros, we were treated to a delightful showing from the squad earlier on today, and they looked very clean with it. And you can see with the confidence that Critical has been playing with, this is a team that expects a lot of themselves, but right now they are being put to the test. Can Scrounge find a little room to work? Yes, picks up the double kill, trades their life for it. It's even tied so far. This is a crazy thrifty round here for Scrounge and the pros. They're making it work with the lack of tools. Zero Data there. Oh, gets shot in the back. Critical with the backstab, moves through, but Corsonics wipes the floor, picks up the triple kill. Elmer's Glue making it stick.
Just when Scrounge and the pros, they thought they had that in the bag. Gang member 48 coming up with that showstopper. Absolute massacre with the 2K coming in. You thought it was over. You thought it was a round in the bag for them, but not at all. Sonics has been a hero. Every player that we are seeing here from this pug team of Elmer's Glue, they've got that clutch factor, and that's something that's hard to predict, especially with an off-color puggy playstyle where there's not going to be set plays, Dilly. There's going to be random locations they're finding themselves in, and that's so hard to predict.
Very difficult to understand, and yet Elmer's Glue with the big brains on defense, but is it enough here in this 9th round? Gang member 48 winning the Raze duel mid. We've seen these 4v5 situations before for Elmer's Glue. They've managed to hold on before. Can they hold on once more? Ping Fu gets a 1-for-1 trade. That's not going to cut it. They've got to up this trend here as the clock ticks down towards a minute.
Tick-tock goes the clock. Alarm bot being put up at mid there. Zero Data got eyes on that, knows surely that rotation's going to be going on. It's like that Cypher tripwire, right? If you see it, you're like, aha, I got your plan. I
You're
know
going
where
the
you're
opposite.
going. And what's that?
You're going the opposite way from that.
That's it. You're doing the flip of the script, and it's going to be read here accurately. What is Zero Data going to do, though? All you can't hear is probably those call-outs coming from the team comms right now. Zero Data, they're rotating.
Oh man, Corsonics now, the lone man standing on A. They've got to hold it down through the onslaught. Going undetected, Corsonics loses out a rare miss and a opportunity for gang member 48 for Scrounge and the pros getting out onto A site. We'll see if Steph takes that gamble. Zero Data though has done the work before. Can they do it again? Bjor looks to put him down. Bjor says, no ace for you, not this time around.
Ruined.
Zero Data finds there is no connection in this part of the woods. And this is surely a 3rd round on the board for Scrounge and the pros.
Yep, gonna be a blank spot in the Wi-Fi. Everyone's said that, haven't they? I lived in a basement once. That was by far the worst Wi-Fi I've had, and I couldn't get access to the router. Please put in chat if you've had that. Bad Wi-Fi, man.
F's in chat, please.
Oh, it's the
It's
worst
almost
feeling.
worse than no Wi-Fi. With bad Wi-Fi, there's an expectation of like, this should be working better. With no Wi-Fi, it's like, I get it. There are things out of my control. And still we try. Still we F5. Steph there, wanting to maybe F5 that round.
Perhaps.
They were able to walk away with the operator, so not all is lost. We touched on that earlier as being a big gamble for Steph to pick that up early on, but really that operator has done, and I was going to say the operator has done a great job of staying alive. Certainly the players had some say in it as well, but thus far, though Elmerz Glue dropped that previous round, they've got themselves the lead secured for the second half. Now is the time for Scrounge and the pros to put together these last couple of rounds, get themselves some momentum moving into the second half.
I'm just seeing the chat there. I'm going to be honest about it because it's good for a giggle as well. I didn't know it was Scrounge that was gang member 48. Thank you for letting me know. I was bamboozled by that, and you've got to love that. The banter is real here in the server, and that's why you know it's a community event. You'd love to see that. And yeah, bamboozle, man.
I started calling him Scrounge, and I was like, is that BM to call him Scrounge? Like, it is Scrounge. I know it. And I'm going to talk to him on Twitter after this, be like, hey, gang member 48 is a lot of syllables for me to try to say when I'm doing play-by-play. Please. But that being said, as long as it's appropriate, allowed to use whatever names you like, just please be forgiving if we accidentally misseed you because we don't know who you are. Corsonics, though, we know who they are. They're holding it down on B site, the wall blocking their vision from the great Scrounge and the pros master plan as the spike goes down.
Cosmic Divide goes up, this could be a saving grace. More than just a 6-man or a 6-person on your team. It puts that literal wall, no sound, minimal available, and that's got that post plant for them already. Talking about that, the op shot coming from Steph, coming through the Blaze Storm as well, gets the frags out. It's not going to be enough though, it's 2 versus 2.
Oh, Ping Fu and Zero Data here. This is the duo. This is the dynamic duo, but they've got to go up against Bjor. Bjor, less than 70 HP remaining now. Here's the spike tick, but knows there's no reason to push. Zero Data with a peek, loses out. Bjor with a triple kill with the 1v2 clutch. Bjor playing a little musical chairs, dancing around the site and wiping up the round. And that is 2 rounds in a row for Scrounge and the pros.
Nothing that wants to make you throw your headset more is when someone's doing the tango round site. Like, I haven't got time for this. I've got to defuse the spike.
Just push. Please just push
my
me.
heads. Make it end.
So we are going to have a tack pause here as Scrounge and the pros getting themselves ready for this final round of the first half, and you have to say this is a critical round, no pun intended, for Scrounge and the pros pick up. It will really, I'm not even going to stop. It will really set the tone. 8-4, as you know, as you feel as a ranked player, it just stings that little bit extra. 7-5, that is a winnable, more winnable match. But that being said, I've seen 11-1 not work out for the 11-sided team. So who knows?
You know what? It's all about mindset. I had a game the other day, and some people criticize, well, what rank you? It doesn't matter about what rank. It's about mentality.
Don't ask.
Don't ask, man. It's silver. I'm okay. Gold's my peak. I'm going for platinum next season. Help me out, Jack. Someone carry me, please. Teach me. Show me the way. I'm trying to learn the best from the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Week 52 to 7 finals underway, and this first half mighty close to wrapping things up. Focus on the teams that will come back to that point. It's a good comeback here so far from Scrounge and the pros. They had an iffy start there, but these hero buys have gone ever so far. 2 ults available for both teams. The showstopper galore. You've got, obviously, Sky's delightful ult.
I've got your train.
Oh, there it goes. There's the Seekers. Ping Fu responds with the Paranoia, the Leer to follow up as well. This is a full-on execute from Scrounge and the pros. No expense spared, and you see, completely pulling off the site are Elmerz Glue. Smartly played. Now they set themselves up for a 5v5 retake situation. There's the showstopper from Hope on the hunt. And the lockdown still in the pocket of Corsonics. It's all to play for with the spike ticking down. Hope goes fishing, comes up empty-handed, but now here comes the retake. Ping Fu, Corsonics up in heaven. They plant the lockdown. Here comes the attackers to respond. Corsonics takes down the rival KJ, but do they know Do they know where the remaining members are hiding? They spot out Critical. Critical takes down Corsonics. Gang member 48 wins out over Zero Data. Ping Fu finds the revenge, but Valen, Ojai with the combined double kill, and Valen cleans it up for a double kill of their own. Expertly played from Scrounge and the pros. The 5v5 post-plant situation goes the way of the attackers, and they set themselves up for a much more fortuitous second half.
I'm doing the nod of approval right now from that coaching perspective of like, you know what? Okay, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here. And this is why both teams are in the semi-finals right now. Back to my point where we've got a little bit of an intermission between the first half and the second half. It does, the mentality game is what I was referring to. I had 0 frags in the first half. I'm an absolute stinker, super rusty, more than rusty. I was stone cold. But by the end of the game, I was team MVP. And that might just be high in this situation. Not having the best game so far, but you've got another half to work with. If you've got that team support, so you know what? You can turn this one around, man. Let's see you at top frag. And that competitive nature is what all 10 of these players have. Off we go.
Absolutely. Any one of these players could flip this game upside down at any given moment. It is still very much all to play for. Bjor, Steph trading warning shots here up A-Ram. Scrounge sends out the paint shells here. Steph gets absolutely mowed down by the guns of the defenders. Here comes Hope and team now with that wall up. They're going to get themselves a safe push on the B site, but they're still down 4v5.
What a push here. Great push from Ping.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that one to actually work out, to be honest, but going perfect timing from the break of that wall and the right-click burst, the classic, is going to defeat all the opponents in their way for the time being at least. Such a frantic play here.
Ping Fu didn't know where to look, and they looked right down the barrel of Critical's gun. Now a 4v3 for the defenders, but the clock is working against them. Zero Data with an excellent peek. Ooh, and they have backup as well. Hope out on site. Okay, gets it with the connection. Finds the right click. Bjor with the trade now. 2v3. Defenders full push out onto sites. Corsonics with the Sheriff trying to find some warding shots. Meanwhile, the defuse is coming through. Bjor could just stick it. No! Zero Data comes through clutch. Corsonics, meanwhile, popping heads. That's an 8th round in the pocket of Elmer's glue.
Popping bottles in the ice like a G6. Don't remember that song? That just dated me. That song didn't go very far, actually, but definitely clicking heads and popping off will be the boys on the attack there. Great plays.
Wow, Corsonics with these angles, just playing it so patiently. Surely they heard the defuse coming through, but they waited for that first kill onto Valen. Then Corsonics with Zero Data, the comms were clear. They knew exactly who they were going to be targeting, and they took them down. Now is the force buy from Scrounge and Pros. They're trying to stop the bleeding. They want to put their foot down, but Bjor not getting the challenge they wanted in ARAM, not getting the result they wanted on that push.
Oh, that's going to be tremendously difficult to go for a retake now as well. You got the full heavy armor Spectre Bite coming through from Elmer's glue, and they really are going to be sticking this one through. They want to get this game over and done with. They want to get themselves through to the final ASAP. One-way ticket.
Oh, wow. Thus far, the attacking side looking near
this
flawless. That's a beautiful paint shell, and the follow-up from Zero Data and Corsonics. The team play, wow, showing off in spades. Now a 1v5, oh hi. Well, now is as good as time as any to ace.
Let's see it, bud. I talked if you get enough of that bottom frag, and I'd love to see a little bit more. 7 assists, though, and that's something that's extremely undervalued. The value of an assist. Doesn't matter if you're a duelist, you're inflicting damage, you're getting those entries and helping the frags come through. Another round, 9-5. Scrounge and the pros. What have they got in their recipe book that they can cook up here?
So far, it looks like a healthy serving of force buy, dolloped heavily on the plate, sprinkled with a Marshall coming in from Oh High. That is very, I would say, definitely on brand for Scrounge and the pros. Is it enough to unstick Elmer's glue? And I apologize for making the same pun twice, but not apologizing. Is Steph on this push, getting their head ripped off by Scrounge. Bjor takes down Hope. That is not how Elmer's glue saw this round going.
And that's exactly the story that we're seeing. It's like, when you're in school, you got the story, you pass it to the person to the left or the right, and they write another line. That's how the semi-finals going right now. It's so back and forth for the trades, you just don't know what's coming next.
I gotta go upstairs. I gotta talk to the writer's room about this one. They are throwing in way too many twists. I can't even keep up here. Corsonics though. Oh, Corsonics really going for it. Corsonics with the follow-up from Zero Data with this dark cover. Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? It's gonna be amazing. Corsonics on the triple kill, eviscerating Scrounge in the pros.
He didn't just hold W. He's holding every key he can, just swinging this way, swinging that, holding the Spectre, get the triple. Pingfu finishing things up, and an extremely well-deserved double figures coming in for, of course, it's going to be Elmer's Glue. Exceeding performance for a Pug team. It's a Pug team, Dilly.
Goodness gracious. You know, what is a Pug team anymore, you know, these days? Who can say, really?
Truth?
Not I. Not I. Because what I will say is Elmer's Glue, if they're not signing up for whatever VCT qualifier comes up next, that is a dang disgrace. Corsonics, get yourself, if you have the opportunity to play with Corsonics, get yourself on this guy's roster. Simply unbeatable. Corsonics now 21, 8-5 prime MVP material. Scrounge holding it down mid, trying to do what they can to slow the flow here of Elmer's Glue.
Yeah, they're doing something extremely special with the plays that they're executing on. And it says a lot about a team where if you can work with Pug mentality and make it look formal, make it look organized, we're going to see the lockdown go on. Corsonics chucking down what util can be. The Nano Swarm just trying to clear backside, but not sure. Ooh, gravitational well.
Oh, now up to Critical here, gets away with this dismiss, but they're going to want to devour it to go alongside it. Meanwhile, Zero Data gets the rev on Steph, but Critical gets the double kill. 7 HP remaining. Goodness gracious, Critical has not missed a beat. Now, all comes down to Valen holding it down on B side. Here comes the push, but they get caught looking both ways. It is all Elmer's Glue here in round 16.
This has been quite the showing of talent from both sides of the fence in this matchup, and to see it start to slip away from Scrounge with the pros, so devastating. But as I say that, for sure comes through with a delightful 2K. Is there any more available? The counter KJ says Corsonics, negative, nothing more.
And what a surprise that it is that Corsonics somehow knew exactly where the enemy KJ is going, and that is because Corsonics has said, well, if I was a KJ on defense in a 1v2, here's what I would do. And absolutely makes the read, pops right around the corner exactly when Bjor didn't want them to. And so, despite standout performances here from Critical, from Scrounge, from Bjor, honestly, all playing fantastically, still, Elmer's Glue continue to trudge on. They continue to tack on rounds, 4 rounds in a row as we head into this 5th round of the second half.
My. This has been quite the game to break the seal of casting today for us, Delete. Quite the game indeed.
Hey, it's always exciting. It's always exciting. What was it last week in group stage? Kappa and I practically throwing our headsets at the level of plays that were there. And that was just in group stage. Now we're in the big leagues. We're in semifinals, in the final 4. We can hardly contain ourselves, and neither can Elmer's Glue here. They have to be so careful here. They can't let their foot off the gas. They can't slip up here, because if they do, certainly Scrounge and the pros will be looking to capitalize.
And look at the frags. I can't stop looking at the scoreboard. I'm a bit of an addict for looking at that when I'm a gamer, and sometimes I get fragged because of it. Worst habit. But if you do, you're seeing that there's so many frags from Scrounge and the pros. They're not playing poorly, not at all. There's just some mental, unorthodox plays coming through from Elmer's Glue. And what you can't predict that. That's not something you prepare for in the range. It's not something you could do. Scrounge is going to start things off, though. Gets the entry down.
Paint shells kill on a raise. Oh, but Steph detained by the lockdown of Bjor. Surely that is the end of Steph as the defenders go on the hunt, but no, they don't know, and Steph gets their gun back out, and Corsonics now on the flank, gets a double kill. Oh, so close, was set up for the double kill. Picks up the one, picks up the trade, but Steph, meanwhile, freed from detainment, finds the kill on the Scrounge. Oh, High finds the trade here. Now 3v2 as the spike goes down.
Oh, that's crucial!
Oh, the spike didn't go down!
The classic jump burst coming through from the ice wall. That is what you call a clutch. Precision. Precision is key. Precision is key, and saw the player backside and said, nope, I'm not taking you out of Zero Data. I've got some eyes on another prize.
Absolutely mega from the defense there, and we said it ourselves. Elmer's glue, the attackers could not relent one bit, but they didn't relent. What they didn't expect, what they didn't calculate for, was that brilliant lockdown from Bjork, completely separating the attack there from Elmer's glue. They sent it over to B, but by then it was far too late. The playbook had been thrown on the ground, and now Scrounge and the pros, with new life, they've kept Elmer's glue off of match point, and that is an important mental foothold for them to build upon.
It is. You've got the Vandals. You've got the Phantoms. You're back to the big guns. You're not dealing with the Spectre, having to land those mental one-taps with the Sheriff, the Shiko as it's known. Big guns, hopefully equals big plays for Scrounge and the pros. Getting aggressive here is going to be Elmer's glue.
Oh, but Scrounge and the pros take the first hit. Zero Data, so reliable throughout this entire match, finds the opening kill here. Scrounge sent out that showstopper to no avail. That's going to set up this 4-on-5 retake. There goes the Seekers, and there goes Critical. Picks up the kill, finds the dismiss now, but all kinds of utility raining in around them as Corsonix picks up the double kill on the backside now. Critical, so confident, overconfident, gets put down by Hope. Hope traded out by Valen. Now a 1v3, only 23 HP remaining for Valen. This would certainly be a miracle, and Pink Fu says miracles do not exist here in semifinals. It is all about Elmer's glue, certainly making a statement here in the semifinals. VSS week number 52. It is the VSS anniversary, and Elmer's glue putting on a show.
They really, really are. They're like, you've got that buddy that's been working out and say, hey man, you want to feel my guns? I don't really, but you can't help but be in envy of the talent we're seeing here. All 10 players are just oozing with those one-tap potentials. And right now, Elmer's glue just shining slightly brighter. 26 in 9, Coolsonics.
Goodness gracious, Corsonix, making me feel awfully smart that I wanted to touch on Corsonix here before this match got started, because Corsonix leading the way here, MVP for sure. No one even close. There's Bjor, a cheeky little headshot trade there. Zero Data winning that. Oh, Scrounge! Little bit tricky for Scrounge. Gets caught with the knife out, but the wall maybe saves the both of them as Zero Data backs into the corner and the spike goes down.
Mental plays here from Zero Data. I'm just thinking potential to be an up-and-coming amazing Sage with the discipline we've been seeing. Talk of that discipline, playing at ramp, gets the one frag, the two trading back in. It's going to be the 2 versus 1. Everything's on the line here. Back to the 1 versus 1. Coolsonics outstanding so far. We are going to see the Cosmic Divide come up. Can this Nano Swarm finish the game? Can it do it? Oh no!
Oh wow, Corsonix, this is brutal, sending all kinds of robotics, but gets caught with the night out! No, Corsonix! Oh, Corsonix, I hyped you up.
Have we got time?
Too much.
Have we got time? I don't think we've got time. No,
No
that's
time!
it,
Oh, I hyped Corsonix up the exactly right amount, and I knew that all along. I certainly knew where exactly the spike was. No, I certainly didn't, but goodness gracious. GG, Elmer's glue, moving on to grand finals.
Wow. Wow. A word that I used to use early in Caster, I've tried to stray away from to not use all the time, but there's still such a wow factor from all
There's
of the
nothing else to
there,
say. Nothing else to say.
There really, really isn't. It's super excited and been smiling so much my face hurts. So that's not just from the casting part. It's from all of the great frags that we're seeing. Guys, please, from Bajor and the gang, better see you next week.
Please, 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 please come back and put down Corsonix. Take away that MVP award if you dare. Corsonix, your match MVP for semifinals, putting in an absolute stunner of a game. 27, 10, and 5 combat score of 380. Won that game from the grave, may I remind you. Corsonix didn't even have to be alive to clutch out that round, and clutch they did. What's so brilliant about how Corsonix wrapped up that game was actually the lockdown that I thought might have been a complete waste as Valen destroyed it. Valen having to destroy that lockdown could have almost certainly been the key time-wise for
Yes.
Valen not securing that defuse. Core Sonics with the galaxy brain, seeing dimensions ahead of what us mere mortals are capable of.
Putting that lockdown might not have been everyone's first thought, but when you're playing against a player like Valen, you're like, okay, I'm taking no risks here, and no risk is going to be the answer and the solution to taking out Scrounge and the pros, who are going to be out for today and hopefully said back for another helping at the Valorant Sunday Showdown for week 53. That's it for the semi-finals. It's going to be a best of one, but we are not over and done just yet. We're going to have that BO3, the grand spanking final, coming your way very shortly. Don't go away, take a short break, and be right back to you with all the action. Cheers.